having me.
Thank you. So my question was, so Clara only got one word to ask the doctor for help, and I was wondering what your one word would be to describe this whole experience for you and why. Also, my friend made you a bow tie, and you got it.
Cool, yes, I did get a bow tie. One word to describe my whole experience in Doctor Who?
Yes.
Wow. These are really tough questions. One word to describe my experience in Doctor Who.
Geronimo!
Wait. This is a word born of Latin and of Time Lord. Geronimo Splendidus. The plural is Geronimo Splendidly, which means Super Geronimo. I mean, there's a whole language, but I don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
The first question was my stepdaughter, the second was my son. We're huge fans.
Wow, you've kidnapped people.
We'll return them later.
Yeah.
My question is how you feel about Peter Capaldi's doctor having a relationship with River Song.
Don't ask. Dyslexia moment, Alex. And listen, I said this to Stephen, I was like, listen, I thought, just not Alex. Anyone, but don't give him River. Yeah. But Peter is the doctor now, and the doctor rules, and hey, it's what can I do? What can I do apart from watch and be like, people used to turn up in fezzes. I don't know really. I think it's an exciting journey, and I think that Stephen will be planning things that are going to unfold over years, and I think he'll reinvent sort of the folklore, and it'll be Peter's folklore. But I'm really proud of the fact that Alex was part of number 11's life, my wife.
So as you look back over the years, was there a favorite moment, maybe on screen, off screen, that maybe behind the scenes?
Yeah, God, I mean, so then we had an amazing time with me, Karen, Arthur, and Stephen, and the executive producers. We came over to America for the first time, and we were screening in the East Village in New York, and we sort of thought like no one would turn up, and we went, holy mother of Joseph, the Americans like Doctor Who. Whoa, they really get it, man, and they're really into it, and that was really exciting. And I think maybe, the first screening in Wales that we had was really nerve-wracking. And then me and Stephen and everyone, and that guy Dominic who you just saw, we went to watch the 11th hour at Stephen's house for the first time, and that was with my mum and dad, with Karen and Arthur, and that was quite exciting.
Hello, sorry for the crowd, but it's not screwdriver, where I mentioned. Anyway, hi Matt.
Hi.
So, your regeneration on Doctor Who was one of the most sad, but also the most beautiful things, I think, so far, because up to that point, I feel like he couldn't say goodbye, he couldn't accept change, and at the end he was so peaceful. And it was really great to see him go out that way, but I wanted to know what you thought about that change and what gave you his peace at the end, and also how your doctor changed throughout your entire time with him.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. I have to, I'm struggling to hear the questions as clearly. So it's nothing to do with you, I think it's the mic, so forgive me if I repeat myself asking them back. But I think I heard, you're talking about my regeneration,
Right.
and sort of me going out, we're peacefully. Well, it was a sort of Stephen thing. I think when you look at the history of Doctor Who and stuff, and previous regenerations, I think he was really interested in it being quite simple. And I thought one of the real moments in it, I was really pleased when Amy Pond came back into it. And that was really nice. But for me as an actor, I mean, being really honest with you, I did loads of really different takes. So I was quite surprised to see that that was the take that they used, because I thought they might go with something else. Because we did a lot of different takes, and we did a lot of different versions of that ending, and a lot of them were really troubling, and I quite liked them. I'm going to get in trouble now from everyone. They're like, what are you talking about Doctor Who when you've left? But you know, that's what they went with, and it was sort of interesting. So yeah, and as an actor, you sort of, I think your job is to offer up as many options as possible, which is what I try to do. And I don't know, what came with that piece at the end was, it's strange. Like, I mean, imagine if you're dying, and imagine if you're facing the world and the people you love, and you have that, you know, that real serenity, like old people have it. My granddad has it. Like, there's a sort of peace to them, and a serenity, and a quality, and they're comfortable with their life and who they've been. And I think there's something in the Doctor going. And also the key point, and this was the big thing that kind of Stephen always says, is for the Doctor, he doesn't go, I'm dying. He goes, I'm living. And I think as the actor, you have to be unselfish and go, the Doctor's not dying. It's just, but as an actor, you're going, burning up inside, you know. But the character lives on, and will go on, and you know, beyond me and Peter and everyone else. And I mean, I met loads of kids today, and in like 40 years' time, there'll be another Doctor. It's strange. Anyway, I'm rambling, sorry. Giving up Doctor Who is hard. I mean, I love Doctor Who, I love this show, I love what it is and what it represents and stuff, but I always wanted to be a professional footballer. Oh, that's soccer. And I love that, but I feel quite happy and fortunate to be Doctor Who, you know. I think there's a couple of girls that might consider it. What would I be doing? President of the United States. Free healthcare for everyone. I don't know, no. I'd probably be, I quite like directing. I think that's quite fun. And quite like the idea of exploring that. Would it be, you know, interesting to do something really brilliant, like, I don't know, maybe a dolphin or something. Could I just be a killer whale? They can come around in pods, no one else can eat them, they look cool.
Hi, so my question is, what number Doctor is Capaldi?
Well, the thing is, I got really attached to 11. And then obviously, for my money, he's 12. Because I like being 11, because I like the number 11. But then, you know, there's a whole lot of Doctor Who science that might suggest otherwise, because of Johnny Hurd, the other Doctor. But for me, I think number 12. What do you think?
John, and if you count 10 to,
You think 13?
yeah, 13.
Yeah, I know. This is the thing, isn't it? I mean, technically, if we're obeying the actual science of Doctor Who, he is 13. That means I'm giving up 11, which no.
Speaking of all 12 Doctors, 50 years, celebrating the 50th anniversary,
watch the show in England, you know what the word Dalek represents, you know what that blue police phone box, you know what story it's from, and you know if someone says, you know there's a sort of culture, you're sort of born into the fabric of you. And actually, I tell you what, this is what's been really interesting about this convention. Of all the conventions I've done in the US, I've seen the most young people here, and I think that is really encouraging because and I heard that it was on BBC America early in the morning, which I'm really pleased about because I really believe that Doctor Who is for all generations. And in America, it seems more like it's a cult adult show, and it's nice to see more and more kids getting involved because it's good to scare them.
Yes, I'm here.
There was another show besides Doctor Who that you could be on. What show would it be?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time. You can't quite hear because of the feedback. Go ahead, say it again.
If you could be on another popular show, what show would you be on?
Oh, God, that's a good question. If we could be on another popular show, what would we do? No, listen, there's no room for me on Sherlock. Come on, they've got Benedict Martin. It's quite enough to keep your Englishman on that show. There's no room for another. Do you just want to decide for me? I'm not really happy. I would be on.
Would that go on reality? How about that? Would that be a reality show on that?
Oh no. No, that'd be awful. I'd be terrible on a reaction. I'm really moody. I'm terrible in the mornings. When my football team loses, I get massively grumpy. You'd hate me, really. I really like, it's probably very popular in this street. I thought Breaking Brand was phenomenal. Just to be in a room with Heisenberg, or just, you know, all that kind of Aaron Pauling would be very exciting. I love The Walking Dead. I think that's really cool. Do you know what show I really love? My favourite TV show in ages is I'm Alan Partridge. It's an English show, which I can only recommend that you watch. It's got Steve Coogan. Check it out. That got sort of flutter of but I'd like to be in that. Good question.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello there, Matt Smith. My name is Isabel, and I love you. Just like, what was your favorite part about filming The Day of the Doctor? Because, like, I don't know, David Tennant and John Byrne, they just seem like really fun guys to be around.
Oh, they are. And also, big props to Billy Piper, who's a great friend of mine as well. Jenna is just good. I mean, do you know what? The most amazing thing about that is that you knew you were doing something really historic. You sort of knew it was a real moment in the history of the show. And I feel like we did okay with it because we were all really nervous because we know that our fans in Doctor Who have high standards. And we wanted to get it right. Yeah, it was just exciting. And then seeing Tom, I got to do a scene with Tom Baker. That was really special. He's cool. He's totally like what you'd expect him to be. He's basically Doctor Who. You're like, wow, you're really Doctor Who. You're actually from space.
Can you describe your last moments as a doctor? What you're feeling inside and
Yeah, I was on a wire, hanging in the air. Again, remembers that. And it was, you know, me and Stephen, and we're not emotional then really. We got quite upset actually. It was very sad. And it'd been 4 years, and I was so close with all the crew, and that was my life. And this was my life, you know, coming doing things like this. And it's a very hard thing to leave, but hey, you know, you can't stay forever. But I was very sad, and then I went and got massively drunk. Now, all the children in the room, don't do that until you're over the age of 21. If you ever come to London, do it at 18, and don't tell your parents. Fantastic animal. 3, the badger. Classic animal. And 4, the golden eagle, because solitary, you can fly around, get visibly high, and if we're going to pick a top 5, I really want a dog. But my favourite animal, no. Oh, no, it's got to be something aquatic. Unicorns are real.
Where did you start, Matt?
Yeah, sorry, I'm starting an animal off. I don't know, let's just pick a top 4. Llama, otter, badger. There was another one.
We wandered into a strange place, Matt. Yes, over here.
Hi, Matt. I'm Mira.
Hi.
Okay, so my question. So you've already been the doctor, but if you could be any companion, who would you be?
Oh my god.
Ah,
Oh, that puts me right on the cosh because I can't pick Karen or Jenna. But we get to Neil. No, don't want to do that. Who would I be? Right, that's a good question. Rory! Rory! He dies all the time. He can't run in a straight line. He looks like Arthur. I just want to kiss him hard. I mean, I'm not No. Canine! Definitely not. Definitely. Good question.
If you could pick an episode of Doctor Who to live in real life, what episode would it be?
If I could be in any episode.
Like, if you could live in an episode in real life, what episode?
Oh, gosh. Ooh. I don't know. I think for me, it would have to be the 11th hour, and I'd have to be the person that met the Doctor. Because that to me is the whole magic. That's still my favourite episode that I was ever in. The very conceit, you can meet this complete lunatic. And he can, I just think the idea behind it is so wonderful. And it's based in normality, and it's about the Doctor and a little girl, or it's about the Doctor and a child, and I think that's really important. Doctor Who, it's about this story. Stephen's really good at that, actually. He gets children in the show a lot.
So was it actual fish sticks and custard? It had to taste.
Yeah, it was. But then we also had coconut sticks and custard. But we got the actual fish custard going down as well, because I'm a really serious actor. I'm only going to see if it's fish custard, and I can actually go to Gallifrey.
Yes.
Taking on a show that's been on for 50 years now, and being the main character, being the one person that holds it all up, how do you deal with that much stress?
I tell you what you do. You lie in bed like this, and you go, please don't be the one who breaks Doctor Who. And you panic inwardly, and it makes you a really irritating, boring, self-obsessed person. And then you get away with it. That's what happened. Why the costumes sort of changed and evolved, because I always wanted the character to feel like it was going on a journey, and I hope over the 3 sort of seasons you go and see him grow up a bit and deal with more and get a bit more troubled, a bit more moody and a bit more angry and then a bit more silly and a bit... I hope there's a variation of who he is over the seasons, and I just try to sort of be as inventive as possible.
If the TARDIS travel to?
I've answered this before, but I'll answer it again. I'd pick up Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra. I'd go back and watch England win the World Cup. I'd go check out some dinosaurs. I'd come here and say, hey guys, what's going on? Keep watching Doctor Who. I'd get back in, go find some aliens in the future just to check it out and win. And then I'd probably go to a club. Where would you go? You come with me, I'll pick you up. You're in. It's going to be great. Yeah,
Hey Matt, I'm Carolyn.
Hi.
You have been an integral part of Doctor Who for the last 4 years, and you've absolutely left your mark. You will be sorely, sorely missed.
Thank you
So,
very much.
I have to ask, on behalf of all of the fans, could we please see the drunken giraffe one last time?
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Were there any, look back, were there any unexplored stories that you thought, hey, I wish we did this, and it just never happened?
Yeah, I always really wanted to do a whole episode set underwater. It'd be pretty expensive, but so you go in and obviously you won't get to find places with huge sea monsters, and it's really expensive. I thought if you could do something like, that would be really cool. Yeah, there's lots of stuff, because that's the amazing thing about it, is it's so endless and limitless, and Stephen's got such great ideas. But I look back over my time and I feel I've got some great actors, some writers that are at the top end, and I got to come to film in America and stuff, and I was pretty lucky. I'm going on a bit of a road trip now, which is going to be cool, with my friend, and taking a bit of time out. I just did a musical in London, which was fun. American Side. Might bring that over to your neck of the woods one day, and I don't know, really just sort of live life. And yeah, that would be nice. But I'm actually not here. I'm back home, and it's March 4th, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what though, guys? You've got cool. It's a great city. I had some gumbo last night. Some alligator. Hi, do you eat alligator? You are a bunch of mavericks, you know. Well, okay, why not?
We'll eat anything, Matt. We'll eat anything.
Yeah.
We just have time for a couple more questions, and so, go ahead.
Hi, first of all, I just want to say this is my first Comic-Con, and being able to meet you at my first Comic-Con is amazing. I don't think anything can top that, because no one can top Matt Smith. You can take my point for that, and just ask a question. My question is, what inspired you to become an actor and to get the part of the Doctor?
Good question. Well, I was a footballer before, and I was really lucky. I had a teacher called Mr. Harding, Jerry Harding, and he was convinced I should be an actor, and I just thought it was like NAF and only for girls, honestly. And then he kept putting me in these plays, and I just didn't turn up. And he ran my mind. He said, "You've got to make him come to one of these plays." And he really was a big influence on me. And then with the Doctor, it was really random. Like my mum had said to me, "You should audition for Doctor Who," and then like a week later, I got a phone call from agent saying, "Do you want to audition for the Doctor?" And I was like, "All right." Why not? And I did, and I went in, and there was a goldfish in this room, and I was looking at the goldfish, and Stephen was there, and the producers and stuff, and this wasn't even a question, I'm just telling you a story, but I went up to Stephen Moffat's house for dinner and he was like, that was really strange. And yeah, so it was sort of, there wasn't really any pre-planned order, it just happened. But I'm great at it.
This might be our last question, depending on answers. So it's over here, okay?
Well, if you could go back and change one aspect of your costume, besides the bow tie, of course, what would it be?
Sorry,
Yeah, first part of the question, one more time. Sorry, keep it down. Thank you. Go ahead and say again.
If you could go back and change one aspect of your costume, besides the bow tie, what would it be?
oh, change one aspect. Wow, that's a good question. Do you know, like, I've got my whole costume at home and I'm like, I could never wear this. What the hell am I going to do with this costume? Unless there's an anniversary where I can break it out, which I think pretty much what David did. I think he just brought it back from his house. Yeah, oh, I could wear it, but then I'd look like some sort of idiot. I would like, they'd be like, oh God, are you that guy from Doctor? Oh, you are that guy from Doctor. Wow, you're really desperate, aren't you? If I could change one element,
Or anything.
well, do you know what? Do you know what I saw today? Right? Do you know what I would have quite liked? No, I had the fez, I suppose. No, and I did the Stetson. I mean, I had hats. Socks! Boom! Like TARDIS blue socks or something. Yeah.
We're gonna wrap this up before it gets out of control. Let's get lewd here. Okay, so for our last question, to our fans, how do hometown fans compare to American fans when it comes to any last you'd like to say?
Well, I think Who is one big worldwide family. That's the great thing about it. You guys are wonderfully enthusiastic. Your support. I'm just relieved that anyone ever turns up. You know, it's honestly, thank you for having me for 4 years because it's changed, made my life